All right, so this is your host, Ian Trottier. I'll be back here after a short break with an amazing artist from France, Pascale Valle. Today, we've got a lineup today that includes Pascale, and I will also be hosting for you JP Lindstrath, a PhD from Oxford. We'll be talking about gender inequality. Welcome to Discussions. This is your host, Ian Trottier. Thanks for listening to Winwood Radio.
Quel reproche as-tu en tête, mais sois plus clair. Je t'en prie, avant de tout foutre en l'air, ne pars pas comme ça. Ne me laisse pas, j'ai besoin de toi. Oh, excuse-moi, mais ne pars pas. Si tu veux partir, que je ne peux pas te retenir. Repense à tout ça et attends-moi.
That there is a phenomenal... now you can tell I've got it right next to me. A phenomenal artist, and I've left it slightly playing in the background. But Pascale Valle joins me in studio in Winwood here today, and I'm very pleased to play her phenomenal music. Pascal, is it Pascale or Pascal?
Pascal, you don't pronounce E because E in French is E, so you don't pronounce, you say just Pascal.
So we're very pleased to have Pascal in studio with us today, joining me on Discussions. Now, she's actually the first artist, musician that I've interviewed. In about 15 minutes, we'll be hosting JP Lindstrath. But I wanted to give Pascal a few minutes of our time because her voice is incredible, and her message, her overall message. Now, you were a TV anchor in Monte Carlo, is that right?
Oh yes, long time ago.
Okay.
I was anchor, and I presented the forecast for the south of France, because Monte Carlo is close to Nice and close to France. It's a principality, and there was a radio and a TV, and I was anchor, and I was a speaker in the Radio Monte Carlo. And when I left the south of France, I decided to go to Paris, and I was a speaker in a national radio. The name is Europe 1, very famous in Europe.
Europe 1.
Europe 1, yes.
And this was in Paris.
It's in Paris, but it's a national radio.
Incredible. Now, where are you from, Pascal?
Paris.
You're from Paris.
I'm French. You don't hear my French accent?
Well, I could tell you're from France. Yeah, you're from Paris.
Yeah, I'm from Paris. It's almost in the north, not really, but in the north, to be cold.
Okay.
Because Paris is a cold city, but a beautiful city. It's the capital of France, of course.
So let's listen to this another moment.
Ton regard me dit que tu t'en vas. Je ne l'accepte pas. J'ai besoin de toi. Ton visage ne laisse rien paraître, et pourtant je vois bien tous tes tourments. Quel reproche as-tu en tête, mais sois plus clair. Je t'en prie.
So tell us a little bit about the track that we're playing here is Soul Spirit.
Soul Spirit. This is AKA because my name is Pascale Valle. I wanted to have an AKA because Soul Spirit is exactly what I feel. I left my country almost 9 years ago. I decided to leave my country for a new adventure in United States, and I arrived directly in Miami. I composed for a long time when I was 10 years old, and and I never stopped. I compose music, and when I arrived in Miami, I decided to play my music and to try to compose an album with American musicians in an American studio. So I work in Sunrise, in a Purgatory recording studio with American people. So it's really new for me. The sound is different. The play is different. I work with a good musician, and I'm very happy because it's really different than in France.
Okay, so you prefer the American
Musician?
Uh-huh.
I live in Miami, so it was an opportunity to work with American musicians, because when I was in Paris, I worked with a really good French musician, and it was good. But as I live in United States, why I don't work with American musicians? It was a big opportunity, and I realized that the sound is really different. You can hear, well, it's soul music in French, of course, but soul music, I can feel like Californian music sometimes with the guitar and with the rhythm of the battery. The guy who plays the drum is Lee Levin. Is very, very famous in United States. He received a lot of Grammy Awards. He works with Barry Gibb before Bee Gees. He works with Madonna, with Dr. Dre, Christina Aguilera, a lot of famous artists in United States, and I was very proud that he accepted to work for me for my first single, Attends-moi. Attends-moi, if I translate in English, is wait for me.
Attends-moi.
Attends-moi. Oh, you speak French.
We're going to cut to a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to listen to a bit of Attends-moi. I'm live in studio, Winwood Radio, with Pascal Valle. This is your host of Discussions, Ian Trottier. Thanks for joining. So this is a wonderful song, Attends-moi.
Attends-moi, yes.
And in English?
Wait for me.
Wait for me. In YouTube, for you listening out there and are interested in purchasing the song or listening to it on YouTube, a simple, in English, Soul Spirit
Yes,
will result the music video.
Yeah, and my name is Soul Spirit because in French, when you translate, it's exactly what I feel actually. And I am preparing an album, and the title of the album is Rebirth.
Wow. Okay, so you're very deep in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's very romantic, Pascal.
Yes, but it's a separation. My song, Attends-moi, is a woman who didn't know that her husband or boyfriend, we don't really know if they are married, but he decided to leave her, and she didn't know, and she was very surprised and sad, and she said, explain to me what happened, because I don't know. If you have something to reproach me, tell me, but please, if you leave, wait for me. It means don't go with another woman, wait for me, take a break, and maybe you can come back. So it's a separation, but it's maybe a positive message.
Of course, a very positive message of loyalty.
Exactly.
And dedication.
Yeah, and the sound is really special because I love the soul music from the beginning. When I was young, I listened to Dionne Warwick, Temptation, Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding. I love the gospel. I love the soul soul music, the black music. It's my inspiration. And when I decided to create this, to compose this music, for me, it's the new sound of the French soul. Because in French, actually, we have different sounds, and it's not my cup of tea.
Okay, throwing a little bit of an English language slang in there. So that's interesting. You say that soul music, the African American genre, if you will, speaks to you. One of my previous projects, unrelated to this show that I've been doing here for about a year now, was brokering the book about the life of James Brown. And I'd lived in South Carolina for a year, and I met a former manager of James Brown.
Wow.
And Larry and I put the book together. I brought in the publisher and the author. And Daryl Brown, the only child to travel with James, was brought in to co-author that book. But speaking of African American genre, I don't think it gets much greater than on a pop and rock and hip scene than James Brown. Now Diana Warwick also feeds into that a little bit. I'm thinking of Diana Ross, maybe Whitney Houston might be kind of that elegant romance sound that maybe has inspired you. I'm not sure, but you certainly have an incredible voice.
Thank you. And this song, my first song of the album, I'm preparing with the American musician. I have to prepare other songs, slow. How do you say, slow like this?
Slow paced.
Yeah, and very like funky. I'm preparing a new song, very funky, because funk, soul, gospel, it's really what I love as music. I love pop, I love rock, but this is my inspiration.
Incredible, or uncredible rather. If you would please direct listeners to how they can purchase your song, purchase your album, support you, get behind what you're doing, inform our listeners a little bit about how they can reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have Soul Spirit Official. It's a website, but you can find me on Facebook. I have a professional page as Pascal Valli, Vally. You can find me everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, website. You type my name, Pascal Valli, or you type Soul Spirits, and you will find everything on the network.
Unbelievable. And I'll post those links on my website, iantrottier.com. And for the moment, we're thankful for Pascal coming into studio with us today, and we'll leave you, the listener, with a few more moments of her wonderful sound.
J'ai besoin de toi, oh excuse-moi, mais ne pars pas. Si tu veux partir, que je ne peux pas te retenir, repense à tout ça.